Hey guys, I was asked to review inversions, so this video is a review of triad inversions and seventh chord inversions, okay? So a normal triad, you don't have anything to tell you that it's normal, okay? So I'm gonna do F. So a normal triad in root position, remember it looks like a snowman, okay? No inversion. So the inversion symbols you'll see for a triad are 6 and 6, 4, okay? This is first inversion, and then this is second inversion, okay? The only possible ones, right? Because we have 3 notes. So first inversion is on the third, okay? So the lowest note is the third, okay? And then 6, 4 means the lowest note is the fifth, okay? So that's second inversion. Let's review that again. So this is the root, the third, and the fifth, okay? In root position, the root is your lowest note. In first inversion, when you see 6, so let's go ahead and put Roman numerals, okay? So let's say that's the 1, 1, 6, okay? That means the third is the lowest note, okay? And then you have the fifth and the root above it, okay? And then if you see 6, 4, that means the fifth is your lowest note, is your bass note, and it's second inversion, okay? And then seventh chords, okay, you will see, if you see a 7, that means it's just normal, a normal seventh chord, okay? So let's do a 1, 7. So that would just be snowman plus the 7th. So just a snowman with an extra head, okay? And then the other inversion symbols you'll see are 6, 5, 4, 3, and 4, 2. Okay. An important rule to learn now and to remember is that if you don't see the 3, then it's implied, right? So I don't see a 3, but obviously I have a 3 right there, okay? A third. I'm talking about an inversion, an interval. I have a third right there. And then if you don't see a 5, usually you can assume it is implied, okay? I have a fifth right there, right? I have a fifth right there, okay? So even though they are not, the symbol is not 7, 5, 3, okay? The symbol is just 7 because 5 and 3 are implied, okay? So right here, they put 6, 5. So if I have a 1, 6, 5, that is first inversion, okay? And that means I'm on the third of the chord, okay? So the third, sorry, that's my dog. So the third is my lowest note, okay? There's that third. And then I have the fifth and the 7th, and then the root. Now look, see these numbers? Do they correspond to this? I have a fifth, and then I have a 6th. You see that? And then I also have a third. It's implied. Okay? So if you ever forget these symbols, like if you get to the test or you get to college and you're like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? Just draw that interval above whatever your note is, okay? Sheesh, now I have to write my staff again. Okay, so if I have a 1, 6, 5, actually this really works for figured bass, okay? So if I'm given the bass note, let's say I'm given the bass note, okay? And then I see 6, 5. We're gonna do another video for figured bass, okay? But let's say I have 6, 5. I draw a fifth, and then I draw a 6th, and then I draw the implied third. And then that's my chord, okay? I'll go over that more in figured bass, okay? Okay, then 4-3. Let's say we have a 1-4-3, okay? That's second inversion, and that is built on the 5th of the chord, okay? So the 5th of my 1 chord is a C, okay? And then obviously I'm going to have the 7th of the chord, which is E. I'm going to have the root of the chord, which is F. And then I'm going to have the 3rd of the chord, which is A, okay? And then a 4-2 is our 3rd inversion of 7th chords. And let's say I have a 1-4-2. This one is built on the 7th chord, okay? I mean the 7th of the chord. So let's build it, I guess let's go ahead and build it right here, okay? So I have the 7th of the chord, which is in E, the root of the chord, which is in F, the 3rd, which is in A, and then the 5th, which is a C above that, okay? Alright, I'm going to erase this and review it in a different way for my people who need it again, okay? Let me get my notes. Okay. Let's make one long step. Alright, let's go to C. Okay, key of C. So, how do you find the root? We're still in inversions. How do you find the root? Like if you see an inversion, or you're just kind of confused by the Roman numeral or the figured bass, how do you find the root? Okay? To find the root of a triad inversion, find the 4th, and the top note of the 4th is your root. Okay? Okay, let me show you what I mean. So if I have an inverted C chord, both inversions, okay? So this is a, let's say I'm in the key of C, a 1-6, and then this is a 1-6-4, right? My 3rd, E, is in the bass, and then my 5th, G, is in the bass, okay? If you're confused and you need to know what the root note is, okay, find the 4th, find the interval of a 4th, okay? Here's a 4th right here. And then the top note is your root note, C, okay? So my root note is C. C, E, G, okay? And then this is in first inversion. Let's try it over here. Find the 4th, okay? Here's the 4th, the root note, C, okay? So if you need to find the root of an inversion of a triad, the top note of the 4th is a root, okay? Wherever you find a 4th, okay? Okay, now 7th chords. How do you find the root? The top note. Obviously if the chord is, let's start with this. If you have it in root position, obviously that's the root, right? Okay? A 1-7. Obviously the bottom of the snowman is my root, okay? But if it's an inversion and you're confused on how to find the root, the top note of the 2nd that you see is the root. Find the interval of a 2nd, and that's your root note. I promise, okay? So top note of 2nd is your root. Okay? So let's do all of them. 1-6-5, 1-4-3, and 1-4-2. Okay, now please remember, the root is in the bass here. The 3rd of the chord is in the bass here. The 5th of the chord is in the bass here. And the 7th of the chord is in the bass here. Okay? Right? Root position, first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. Okay? Alright, so my 3rd is in the bass. There's my 3rd. I draw my 5th. I draw my 7th. I draw my root, which is C. I find the second. Okay, look, this is the second right here. Remember, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's my root note, right? C. Okay, let's try right here. So G is your bass note, because your fifth is your bass note. Your seventh chord, your root, your third. Find the second. The top note is your root note. And last one. If my seventh of the chord is the lowest note, then I draw my root, my third, my fifth, find the seventh, and that is the root of the chord. Okay? If you feel good, then you can stop the video now, but I'm going to do some random inversions. I'm going to go ahead and do a part writing with Roman numerals with a lot of inversions if you want to stick around to watch the rest of that, okay? Ooh, computer's sleeping. Okay. This is the first Roman numeral group is a pairing that got a lot of you in the homework last week. Or this week. I think it was this week. Alright, here we go. Alright, draw along. I encourage you to draw along with me, okay? Let's do B flat. 4, 4. Here we go. Okay, we're going to have a 1, a 4, 6. Okay? Alright, so my 1 chord in the key of B flat, I strongly encourage you on the AP test and on your homework starting your freshman year, Theory 1 or Theory 2 if you pass your AP test and you test out. Just draw the notes out, okay? Draw the notes out. It'll take you a little bit extra time, but it'll ensure that you don't make a bunch of stupid mistakes, okay? So draw out B flat, D, F, okay? All right, I'm going to draw my root note, okay? And then let's go ahead and give the tenors an F. Let's give the altos a D, and then my sopranos is B flat, okay? All right, what is this next chord? Oh no, it's supposed to be a 5, 6. Sorry. 5, 6. Okay. A 5 chord is F, A, C. And then a 6 tells me it's in first inversion, so A is my root note. This is what I would do. Draw your notes out and then underline or circle whatever the root note is supposed to be. Okay? So that means my basses will go to an A. Okay, let's see. So I need F, A, C. Oh, tenors can stay on an F. Altos can go to a C, that's close. Sopranos can go to an A. This is what gave a lot of you trouble. Look, you have to check every single chord going to the next chord. Every note with the next note. I have to try my basses and my tenors to see if they're parallel fifths or parallel octaves. I have to try my basses and my altos. I have to try my basses and my sopranos. I have to try my tenors and my altos, my tenors and my sopranos, and then my altos and my sopranos. You literally have to check every note, okay? They will cream you. They will ream you. They will, since this test is open book, they're going to grade you super hard on the AP test on this part writing, okay? Especially since there's only like 2 things on the AP test, sight reading and this. They're going to grade you so hard since it's open book. So you have to check everything, guys, okay? So you have to check this note to this note, this note to this note. Are there parallel fifths or parallel octaves? This note to this note, okay? And then you have to do the tenors to the altos, and then the tenors to the sopranos. And then you have to do the altos to the sopranos, okay? See how you have to check every note to every note? Going to the next one, okay. Do you understand? So, right here, basses to sopranos, I have parallel octaves. B flat going to A. I cannot have that, okay? You cannot have parallel octaves, and you cannot have parallel fifths. Cannot. No, 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 no. So, we have to change it up. We're going to do something different. Let's make our sopranos. The basses have to do that, okay? So the sopranos are the ones that have to change. So let's make the sopranos go to a C, okay? If you can, still follow the rule of doubling the root. Okay, that's another rule you need to do as best as you can. Okay. Usually you can still do that. Sometimes it's impossible. Okay, so if it's absolutely impossible, don't worry about doubling the root. But I can double the root somehow here, okay? So I can make my altos go up to an F, actually. Okay? And then I can make my tenors go to an A. Okay? No, no, no. Just make the tenors stay on the F. What is wrong with me? Yeah? Confusing myself. Okay, so I have F, F, A, and C. Perfect. With the one before where we made the B flat go to the A, that would have been a bad idea anyway because we would have been doubling the A instead of doubling the F. Okay? So you want to try to double the root. That's a nice rule. Try to do that, okay? Okay, let's do some inversions. Let's do a 2, 6, 4. Okay, what is a 2 chord? A 2 chord is a C, E flat, G. Okay, 6, 4 is third inversion, so G is going to be my bass note, okay? Hey, they're walking down. It would make more sense to make the basses go to this low G, and that's okay. That's not too low for them. It would make more sense to do that instead of making them go up to that high G, right? Okay? So, they're going to that G. I need preferably 2 C's and an E flat. All right. Let's see. Okay, I got a C right here. Keep them on a C. That's not anything parallel, right? Okay. Let's make the altos go to an E flat, okay? That's not anything parallel. Let's see if this is parallel. A and F, that's a sixth to another sixth. G and E flat, that's fine. Parallel sixths are fine. Let's make the tenors jump up to a C. That's not too big of a jump at all, okay? It's a fifth, it's fine, okay? And we're following all the rules. I have 2 roots, I have 1 E flat, and I have 1 G, okay? Let's do a 7th chord in an inversion. Let's do a 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3. Oh my goodness, what is this? Okay, a 5 chord would be F, A, C, E flat, and a 4, 3 would be a third inversion, right? Yes, okay. Second inversion, second inversion. So C is going to be my bass note, okay? So make those basses go up to a C. And when you have a 7th chord, I have 4 notes, right? So I'm gonna have one of each. I have to have one of each, okay? So C is my bass note. All right. Okay, tenors were on a C. Oh, look at this. I've got oh, they're on a C. Let's make the tenors. Let's keep the altos on an E flat. I think that makes the most sense, right? Instead of making them go to an E flat or them go to an E flat, it's on an E flat. Okay, we can make the tenors go down to the F, and the sopranos go to an A, or we can make the sopranos go up to an F, and the tenors go down to an A. Whatever you want to do, okay? Whatever you want to do. We may need to, depending on what our next few chords are, we may need to go back and change it, but I'm going to make the tenors go to an A. So they don't have to go back down to that F. Just, I don't know why. And then sopranos go up to the F. Okay? I've got an F, A, C, E flat, C is in the bass. Perfect. Okay. This is a common pattern you're going to have. Okay, let's go ahead and do this common pattern. 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1. Okay? So we just did, we have a lot of 5s in this one, sorry. So 5, 6, 4 would be F, A, C, but C is in the bass. Okay? So just like what I just did, except no E flat, right? Okay? So C, and you want to try to double that root. We're going to try to double the root, okay? So C, keep them on an A. Let's move the altos up to an F. And keep the sopranos on an F. I didn't check these. Nothing parallel, nothing parallel. Okay, let's check this. Nothing parallel. Well, I have a C and an F parallel, but that's parallel fourths, so that's fine. Okay, I have C and A parallel. That's parallel sixths, that's fine. And then I have parallel sixths, A to C, that's fine. Yay! Okay, now a 5, 7, but in root position, so that's F, A, C, E flat. F's in the bass. Make those basses drop down to an F. You could do whichever one. You could go up to this F or down to this F, whichever one. I'm just going to go down there. Okay, I want an F. I got an F. I need an A, C, and an E flat. Okay, so they're both going to have to move. Let's see. We could keep them on A. Let's make the altos. Let's do, I mean, you could do whatever you want. You could do altos, E flat, sopranos, C, or you could do sopranos, E flat, altos, C. Both are fine. I'm just going to do altos, E flat, sopranos, back to a C, and then a beautiful one chord, B flat, D, F. I want to try to double my B flats, so let's go bass. B flat, obviously. Let's do what we did at the beginning. Remember? Work smarter, not harder. Okay, tenors F, altos D, sopranos B flat. Okay, let's double check. We didn't do anything parallel. Okay, I've got a big jump here, but that's okay. It's a fourth to a fifth right there. Nothing parallel. Okay, let's see. Okay, E flat and C to D and B flat, parallel sixth. Beautiful, we love it. And then that's a jump, so that's nothing parallel, and that's up, so that's nothing parallel. Okay. Okay, my biggest advice to you guys is watch your parallel fifths and your parallel octaves. You guys had a lot of trouble with that. Always try to double the root. And then try to not, some of you made super ginormous jumps in your voices. Like you had the sopranos, it wasn't a soprano, but you had like a soprano going from like an F to an F. It was something crazy like an octave. Try to keep your jumps jumps of no more than sixth. Okay? So like an A to that F would be fine because that's a sixth. Okay? But a seventh or an octave, that's just too big unless it's the bass. Okay? Basses are gonna probably be jumping around a lot, and that's just the nature of the bass part. Okay? My last thing is just in your drawing. Practice now so that you're ready for May 19th. Mine's very messy. but y'all have to make sure that you draw notes precisely where you want them, okay? Because if it's questionable, you know, like if it's like that, and they're like, is that a G? Is that an F? I don't know. They're just gonna mark it wrong, okay? Like I said, the test is open book. There's only like 2 things on the test. They're gonna be judging very harshly, okay? Please draw very neatly. I like what Haley did actually. She did like lines, okay? That's what I did in college, okay? You just make it like precisely where you want it. Precisely in the space or on the line, okay? Okay.